What up, Scrafters? Game 2 then between KernelPanic and Matticus, this time on Triton. And yeah, here we go. So KernelPanic up in the top left as protoss, and Matticus down in the bottom right. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to get the Nembar on the go. I'm going to get the production tab up in the top left so we can see what these guys are building. Yeah. This should become a rule. I like this. Somebody just pointing out to me who's actually playing and what game it is and all of those types of things. Anywho, yeah, so openings are likely to be pretty standard here. Look, this is a big old map, isn't it? You've got to come a long way. Sorry about the jerky scrolling to get across this map. I don't know that we're going to see anything. Oh my goodness, we are going to see something funny. So it's Forge first for KernelPanic, and to be honest, it's hard to see that this is going to get much done. It's not a very early worker heading out across the map, and he's got a fair old distance to travel. There's going to be a full wall off when that worker gets here. With all of that said, it isn't a terrible map for a cannon rush into something like Robo with Immortals and Warp Prism. So you can drop a pylon here, you can get some cannons here, shield battery, drop the Robo here, and crank out that Warp Prism ASAP to get you the high ground vision and start doing stuff. I don't understand this Expo on the opposite side of the map. I don't get this at all. What's wrong with just here? It's just so much easier to defend. This is a big risk. If you're going to hide an Expo, if you want to do a ninja, do it here, maybe here. Those are less likely to get scouted than this. There's just such a good chance that this gets scouted. If I'm a Terran player and I'm going to put a drop into my opponent's base, it's pretty standard that you send your medevac around the edge of the map. It's going to fly straight over that. You're going to know that it's there. And that's the end of it. I also don't quite get the Forge first. Forge first into Expo makes literally no sense. What's the Forge for this early in the game? Why would you build such an early Forge if you're not cannon rushing? I mean, back in the day there was FFE was a build for Protoss, Forge Fast Expand, where you dropped a Forge and you dropped a Nexus. So essentially it was a Nexus first build. You just go ahead and you drop the Nexus, you drop a Forge, and you get cannons up to defend it. And it was quite a powerful build at the time. It's no longer really necessary. That was back when you started with 6 workers. These days, you start with 12 workers, and actually you can essentially expand as soon as you're saturated, and also have units and tech to defend your expansion. So it's not really a build that you see anymore. Okay, triple gateway is a little unusual. 3 gates, so it looks like there's going to be some zealot pressure being applied here. There's no sign of a side core. A double gas is a little curious. Without a side core you literally can't spend the gas. I suppose you could get an upgrade here, but you don't really need 2 gas for that purpose. So I'm not sure what he's got in mind. Please don't build a cannon there. Good. So the side core comes down, and that's going to give him tech options. So we'll see in a minute what's going to happen here. This little force coming out from Matticus could actually be really annoying. There's a reasonable chance this could get some stuff done. If I just pop up the army supply tab, you can see that the only thing that KernelPanic has got is those 3 zealots and 1 in production. With these marauders in the mix, what are the upgrades looking like? Whoops, not that one. No upgrades at present, but these marauders in the mix do a lot of damage, and with a little bit of micro, none of this should really die to zealots. You should be able to just shoot, step back, shoot, step back, shoot, step back, take a few slices here and there. But if it's the marauders at the front taking the slices, marauders can take a lot of shots from a zealot before they die. So there you have it. Even without any sort of micro, this is traded pretty well. I really would have liked to see Matticus just, shoot, pull the units back, stop and shoot, stop and shoot. Because in that way, you can pretty much avoid taking any damage from the zealots at all. Marauders are very tanky units, and you can see that the marauder there just soaked up so many shots from the zealots before going down. So yeah, this could be a quick end here. There are Marauders and Marines still being built and still being rallied across the map, and it looks like KernelPanic is out of units. That Zealot isn't going to do anything. He does have units in production. The Chrono's a good shot. Oh no, the Stalker comes out the wrong way and just walks to his death. A real shame. These Stalkers desperately need to be microed to get anything done. Very difficult to do against the Marauders. So it does look like this is going to be the end of the game. I don't think that photon cannon is going to get to finish up. Again, the Zealots, there's a rally point here. That Zealot is just trying to walk to here without actually attacking anything. He needs to cancel the rally point or set it back here. Yeah, so how could this have gone differently? If I just rewind a little bit, let's go back to when this stuff first arrived. When did that happen? Somewhere about here. Oh no, surely maybe I've gone back too far. No, I haven't. There seems to be an awful lot of game left. Anyway. Okay, I can't be bothered trying anymore. When these first arrived and you had some Zealots sort of standing off with them on the low ground, the trick would have been to realise that you're outgunned and get down shield batteries. So a shield battery, maybe a cannon if you've got the money for it, and be chronoing out those Stalkers. Because with the support of shield batteries, the Stalkers would trade very, very efficiently indeed. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit and see what happens. I sort of feel that the time remaining in this game is nothing but saltiness. There is an expo on the other side of the map that Matticus doesn't know about. So obviously the game won't actually end while that's still alive. It'll continue unless KernelPanic quits out. So that is a pretty robust push from Matticus. No messing about, just got the units out, got across the map, got up in his opponent's base, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. What I do like about this is that he is continuing to tech up in the background, so while this is going on, he's built an expand, he's building a factory, he isn't just sitting still and watching his units create chaos. He does have a backup plan. If this doesn't kill his opponent, he has got something else going on. Now, as it turns out, it has essentially killed his opponent. So, what you notice is that if you've killed a Nexus like this, and there's no other Nexus that you're aware of, if there's no Nexus on the map, your opponent should be revealed, and a little message should come up saying that they're revealed. Or does it? Either way, they should be revealed. The fact that his opponent is not revealed on the mini-map means that there is another Nexus somewhere. So, rather than have all of those units wait here to kill a few buildings, leave a couple of units here to see off those final buildings and make sure that those die. And the rest of this stuff, you need to spread it out. You need to grab a couple of Marines and send them over here, grab a couple of Marines, send them here, grab a couple, send them here, etc. Get them moving around the map, so that you discover where your opponent's base is as quickly as you possibly can. Now, KernelPanic is not doing a terrible job of recovery here. He is getting Zealots out, but of course without a side core, it's only Zealots that he can make. If you're Matticus, what you want to do is, from this tech lab, research the concussive shell. It means that Marauder shots slow down the enemy units, and against Zealots without charge, that is absolutely savage. It just means that it's so easy to kite the Zealots will just never get a shot off. KernelPanic really needed that side core sooner. These are on the move command, they're not actually attacking. That's horrible to watch. That's making my protoss heart bleed. Yeah, there's the GG. So KernelPanic really needed to get the side core down sooner. So as soon as he realised that all was lost up in the top left, you build another side core down here so that your tech is not blocked by that. With the side core finished, then shield batteries just make such a huge difference. A shield battery is a wonderful, wonderful thing if you're a Protoss player. Just defensively, they are incredible. Anyway, there it is, GG. So Matticus wins that in reasonably convincing fashion. I felt the first game was much closer than this one. It was certainly closer than it appeared, because I think the cannon rush definitely could have been effective, and had KernelPanic pulled that off, it might have been a very different matchup. This game a little bit one-sided. Forge first into a nexus on the other side of the map. That is just asking for somebody to just come and kill you. Anyway, GG.